I just want to say, welcome back to the Eternal Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob, and this is our second episode of Reckoning, the fantasy booking promotion that I came up with, and I create the storylines and try to keep things original for everybody. So I do want to apologize. I didn't mean to put this up last night, but I passed out on the couch. So sorry, everybody, if you were eagerly awaiting the second episode of this series. But other than that, let's get into it. We see the arena. The crowd is going crazy. Fireworks going off. Reckoning pops up across the Tron. And then we have our Vanguard champion, Seth freaking Rollins, making his way out. And he climbs in the ring and he grabs a mic and he says that he's going to take this Vanguard title to new heights and make it even more valuable and sought after than the world title, despite him not being in that championship tournament. And he's going to outwork everyone and show the entire roster the true definition of a workhorse. In segment 2, we see Big Van Vader taking on the Honky Tonk Man. And this match is nothing more than a squash match. Vader totally destroys Honky Tonk Man here. It's a big Vader bomb. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Honky Tonk. He never stood a chance. And even though he got the pinfall, he decides that he's going to deliver another Vader bomb. He climbs the ropes and he hits that second Vader bomb. And Honky Tonk Man, he's gasping for air at this point. He does not look too well here. After Vader's victory, we see the Tron flashing and the Firefly Funhouse appears. On it appears Bray Wyatt, saying, "Hello, neighbor." But it's not so nice to treat others so harshly. Who knows how many bones can snap easily? Be careful now. And then Vader, he exits the ring and he storms to the back. He's in search of Bray Wyatt. Segment 3. We have a female interviewer backstage saying that she has received word on a report of the medical status of the Outsiders after they had sustained injuries last week from the new members of the Index. They will have to take a few weeks off and be out of action, but we can expect to see them soon. Nothing career-threatening here. Seg 4. The new NWO members are in a backstage area in a room. Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, and Hogan. They're all laughing over the news of the medical report as they were watching along on a monitor, and they just say that the Outsiders are old news, and honestly, they should just stay outside of this company. Seg 5. We have a tag team turmoil ladder match to crown our first ever tag team champions. We see Penta and Rey Mysterio taking on the Hardys, taking on Sandman and Cactus Jack, and also facing off against the Young Bucks. This match is high octane, car crash, insanity, and definitely chaos theory incarnate here. Every time you think the match might be over, someone takes a massive risk. Sandman and Cactus Jack, they're bringing in the weapons. Sandman, he's cracking a beer, and as he's drinking, it has it in one hand. He's taking his kendo stick and smacking it over Matt Jackson's head. And Cactus Jack, he pulls out a barbed wire wrapped ladder from under the ring and decides to use that as a weapon. We also see that Penta and Rey Mysterio, they're almost like the human highlight reel of this match. In a standout spot, Penta holds the ladder steady, while Rey Mysterio hits a 619 through the rungs of the ladder, smacking into Jeff Hardy. Later on, Rey Mysterio hits a seated senton off the top of the ladder onto a pile of wrestlers on the outside. But the turning point of this match is as Rey, he's climbing up the ladder, trying to get those belts that are hanging above. Nick Jackson pulls him down with a big super kick. Penta tries to intervene here with an arm snapper, but Matt Jackson uses a chair to take out Penta's legs. And then, as we move on towards the finish, the Young Bucks are trying to capitalize on the wreckage here. While so many of these teams are broken on the floor. Sandman, he's busted open and bleeding. Jeff Hardy got sent through a table. The Bucks hit a Meltzer driver onto Cactus Jack, onto a fallen ladder. And with no one left to stop them or stand in their way, they scale the rungs, inching forward, grabbing onto those tag team titles to claim the victory. Things are not to be celebrated. so soon. They climb down and we cut to commercial break. In segment 6 here, the Young Bucks, they're celebrating their win, but the lights go out in the arena, and silhouettes of the kings of the Black Throne, Aleister Black and Brody King, appear on the entrance stage, and there's a light shining behind them. No music plays, and they stand there for a minute before the arena going pitch black. The lights turn back on, and they are gone. On to segment 7. So Macho Man, he's asked about backstage about the world title tournament and how he plans on facing Adam Copeland tonight. Macho Man, he tells the interviewer, "You know what? The Macho Man feels no one. Yeah. And Adam Copeland, you may have gone by a different name, but you will taste the madness tonight. Yeah." And off Macho Man goes. Seg 8. Macho Man, he makes his entrance to the ring, and then Adam Copeland starts to make his entrance. "You think you know me." His music plays, smoke's going up. He kind of runs out on the entrance ramp, and he's getting the crowd fired up. Out rushes Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. They're beating him down, slamming him into the screens on the entrance ramp. Braun Strowman picks him up with a big running power slam onto the stage, and Macho Man, he wanted a fair fight. So he grabs a ladder, he runs up the stage, and he kind of shoos him off. Medical team come out, and they're kind of addressing things with Adam Copeland here to get an analysis on him. We then cut to the backstage for segment 9. The Young Bucks are in their locker room, and they're catching their breath and nursing some bruises after this ladder match, and they're celebrating, and they're mocking the Kings of the Black Throne, saying that, oh, they're just some guys in Halloween masks, and there's really nothing to be scared about. Matt says, "Did you see those guys? All that makeup and spooky lights just to watch us win. Welcome to the big leagues, boys. Maybe next time we'll give you an autograph." And Nick says, "They want a shot? They can line up behind everybody else. But tonight, we party." Suddenly, the room starts to get cold, and we see the breath of the Young Bucks. The lights don't flicker, but they almost bleed out, turning into a thick mist-like, and soon their mood changes. The door to the locker room doesn't open. It's kicked off its hinges with a big crack. Brody King, he stands in the doorway, a big mountain of tattooed, muscled man. And Matt and Nick, they scramble, almost using their titles as shields. Aleister Black, he steps from behind Brody. He's not shouting here. He's very calm, a contrast to the Bucks' panic. He goes on to say, "You celebrate with gold, as if it provides sanctuary. But gold is a conductor, and tonight it only conducts your suffering. You climbed a ladder to reach the sky, but you forgot that the higher you climb, the longer the shadow you cast." Brody King, he lunges, grabbing both of the Bucks by the throat and slamming them into the lockers. Aleister, he walks calmly over, picks up a tag title that's lying on the floor. He looks at it for a moment, seeing the shine of the gold, and he drops it into the laps of the Young Buck. He goes on to say, "The sun is setting on your kingdom. Now the abyss looks back." The screen flashes with the Kings of the Black Throne sigil, and we have a commercial break. We then return to Macho Man and Adam Copeland in the ring. Macho Man's asking Adam, "Are you sure you want to do this? We don't have to go on with this match. I wanted a fair one-on-one." But Adam, he's not backing down here. He's deciding that it's time to nut up or shut up. This seems like a very one-sided match, as Macho Man, he's definitely getting the upper hand. He's really exercising that fatigue that's on Adam Copeland and trying to really play into the injuries that he's had. He understands the importance of this match in this tournament. Macho Man, he's fighting Adam, and Adam's down on one knee. So Macho Man decides that he's going to go to the top rope, and he goes to try to hit a flying axe handle to Adam Copeland. And this is where he made his grave mistake. As Macho Man's jumping through the air, Adam sees his opportunity, hits him with a big spear, knocking the wind out of Macho. 1, 2, 3. Upset victory here. All the chips were stacked against Adam Copeland, and he gets the W. We then have a commercial break, and at segment 10, we see the entrances for Randy Orton, the Legend Killer, the Viper, the Apex Predator. His theme song plays. I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand. And he makes his way out to the ring. Then, NWO Hollywood Hawk Hogan makes his way out. He's playing the air guitar. He's got his shades on. He's got his cut-off NWO t-shirt. He makes his way to the ring. we have another commercial break, and then it is on to our main event of the evening. So this match starts out, Randy Orton, he hits a big, beautiful dropkick to Hogan. And then he starts mocking Hogan's hand to the ear taunt a little bit. Hogan's realizing that he's not really going to be able to keep up with Orton's speed, so he starts using his underhanded tactics, as a heel does, eye rakes, back rakes, using the ring ropes to choke Randy. Then, during the match, Orton, he hits a DDT from the second rope, and as Hogan's on the ground, Randy, he's pounding them out with his fists. He's looking for that RKO. He's ready to pounce. He is ready to strike. The crowd is on their feet. They're cheering for Randy Orton, and just as Randy's about to jump for the RKO, Bronson Reed hops on the apron. Randy goes, knocks him off with a big punch, but this distraction allows Hogan enough time to recover. Randy turns around, a big boot to the head from Hogan. Well, not a big boot, actually. He's able to duck it. He hits the RKO. The ref goes for the count. 1, 2, no, not a 3 count. Braun Strowman pulls the referee out of the ring just before the 3 count. While the ref is on the outside, pissed as can be and arguing with big Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed slides in and is able to hit a big tsunami splash on Randy. He rolls out of the ring. The ref is back and focused on the action. Hogan crawls over, barely able to get too much energy, lays his arm over Randy. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton has been cheated out of this tournament situation. And afterwards, the NWO members help Hogan to his feet. Beer and champagne are in the ring. They all hit the too sweet hand gesture. And Hogan signals for something. Braun Strowman rolls some spray paint into the ring. Hogan shakes it up real good. Then he spray paints NWO over Randy Orton's back. And that is the end of our show. We are on the road to our first pay-per-view, Bloodlust. We have 2 more shows before the card is finalized. This world title situation is heating up. Who will be our first world champion? What is the motives of the Kings of the Black Throne? Why are they after the Young Bucks? Do they want the titles? How is Macho Man gonna deal with that loss? And what is gonna happen between Vader and Bray Wyatt going forward? Tune in to next episode as we build towards our first pay-per-view, Bloodlust. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And as always, I'm your host, Jacob. Don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. And I will be dropping 2 more episodes so that our pay-per-view, Bloodlust, will happen on Saturday, February 20th. Therefore, March will be a new beginning as we move on to a different pay-per-view, different storylines, maybe different champions. We will see. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.